Hi, this is Erica. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're remembering that you are an amazing, divine being and you are loved and you are love. I want to do a message that wants to come through. My cards are a little sticky. I was trying to do a video earlier and it was really strange. I couldn't, just wouldn't record, or I got calls or something, and so we're going to try it again. And my cards are wanting to be sticky. Alright. Remember, this is a collective reading. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it's just one little piece of message, like even just one word or one sentence, you don't have to make the whole message fit. Just take what does. Also, when I speak of divine masculine, divine feminine, it doesn't necessarily speaking about gender, all right? Because we have both energies within us. So, that being said, let's go. Okay, Spirit. Show the collective a message that wants to come through. Let's give the collective that's watching a message that wants to come through. Just whenever they're seeing it, a message for the collective that wants to come through. Right, this one for sure. Seven of Swords wants to come through. Three Wands. Queen of Swords and Queen of Rods, and underneath we've got the ten of Rods or Wands, the Moon, and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. So 7 of Swords. A short answer, sneaky. Now, are they sneaking away for their own protection? Are they being sneaky to get over on somebody? I think this message just depends on the person. I like to see the polarity in everything. I like all the different perspectives. So this can be somebody who's literally just trying to get out. Just take what they can. It is swords, it is thoughts, it is words. So yes, it can mean that they're not telling the whole truth, or they are trying to take some of the truth, right? Maybe take some of the truth from you. Or, I mean, if we can go collectively, there's a whole bunch of lying going on, right? And everyone's starting to see it. So the 3 Wands, going to look back. Looking back at the journey we have taken. Wands are inspiration, creativity, it's fire, right? At this point, though, we're just kind of taking a break and we're looking back at what we've accomplished so far. Maybe making that decision to get this 3rd one to add to our collection, or add to our work, add to our art, whatever it is that you're doing. Queen of Wands, I think we just need to put both these ladies up here. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Definitely knows what she's thinking. She's very articulate, very can stand in the truth, because she's gone through all lies. She's seen, right? Won't lie to you. The Wands, it's freedom. She's gone through all of the steps of the fire, the inspiration, the creativity, very freedom, you know. So freedom of thought here. Freedom to create what you're thinking, which is how manifestation works, right? We create what we're thinking. So very, I mean, I don't know how much more you can say about that. That's very strong energy there. Underneath is The subconscious. It is the root of it all. It's whatever kind of is instigating, I suppose, or in some instances, what's blocking. I feel like this one is just what's getting worked through. We're going to go with that because this is the message that wants to come through. And the Ten of Wands. So even though it's inspiration, creativity, in this instance, it's a bit of a burden. This is like, you know, on the 3, we only had 3. But they keep picking them up, keep picking up pieces like, oh, I can use that. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can help that. I got this, you know. After a while, it becomes a bit of a burden if you don't learn how to put things down as you're picking up or even delegating things, right? The moon. The moon is like it's like what's hidden is coming to light, or emergence. Emergence. The crab coming out, right? Very full moon. We just had that full moon. We have another one in Capricorn. We had the full moon in Sagittarius on the 1st. No, on the 31st of May, right? And I think it's the 29th of this month, June. We have a full moon Capricorn. So it's like the next one in line. Which happens to be my rising. My sun is Sagittarius. Believe me, it's a very interesting combination. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of full moon activity that's doing a lot of emerging. The 10 of Cups. Cups are emotions, cups are feelings, cups are heart. This is the 10, so this is the pinnacle. This is like, you cannot get any happier than this. This is emotional stability. Emotional, it's just going and going and going, right? 4 Pentacles, it's holding on. Sometimes, again, the polarity, sometimes it can be holding on and blocking, but sometimes it can just be holding on and waiting. Like, you know, sometimes you got these 4 Pentacles and you're like, you know, on one end it's like, I'm just going to hold on to these, and then they won't go away, and then they don't multiply. But sometimes Spirit is saying, just hold on to it for a second. I have something better planned for that. So just wait, you know. On one end frugal, the other end just practical, right? The 8 of Wands, because Spirit has something coming in fast. They're the 9 of Wands. I have this deck where the 9 of Wands is, it's like battle fatigue. The person is just like, had all these wands broken around them, and it just kind of clicked, because like in this deck, he's just kind of walking by all these wands, but it's like, well, yeah, because the 8 of Wands just came flying at them. So how can you handle that, right? Because at some point, if you don't, what is the word that's there? What if you don't process it? It gets to be a burden. So there are burdens coming to light that, and since, you know, this is a 10, there are burdens coming to light that might just be blocking your happiness if you aren't setting these down once in a while, you know, because there's a lot more coming in. Hold on. Just hold on, because there's so much more coming in. You don't have to carry all of them around with you, right? Because there's so much more coming in. You know, that that idea that if you get rid of things that are cluttering, that you don't use anymore, you're making space for more to come in. If you have all this stuff sitting there, there's no room for any more to come in, you know, even though there's all these blessings that want to come in. If you're just holding too tight, see how that polarity works? If you're holding too tight, but then on the other side, if you aren't patient, you're not going to see them either. Or you might think that what you want is better. What you think, let's see, how's that going? If you think that a process is supposed to go a certain way, our manifestation is supposed to go a certain way, or a blessing is supposed to come in a certain way, that's all you're looking for, and you're missing what it's coming in. So I think, depending on your situation, this could either be just be patient, hold on, the universe has got something great coming, or stop holding on to this idea of what the blessing is supposed to look like, and look up, because it could be coming straight at you. Let's the Seven of Swords always kind of gets me. The sevens are interesting. Seven. Alright, that is too many. I felt that hit my hand weird. We're going to try that again. I'm going to look at them just in case. In case they come out again, I'll know. Yeah, there's like the Six of Wands, Death, and the Ten of Pentacles. Just so you know. And then the Seven of Wands. Okay. Just mix that up. Alright. Clarify the Seven of Swords. I have the Six of Wands. So this victory. Six of Wands is victory. They've accomplished a lot. They have gone after what they wanted, and there is victory there. They're coming in, right? So I need just a little bit more on the Seven of Swords, please. How is that a victory? King of Cups. So the king is like emotionally got it. Totally understands emotions, totally understands how they come up. Totally got that, right? So the emotion part, I feel like maybe you're just taking the thoughts that you really need, right? And you're just leaving these two behind. Or maybe like this person or this energy, or even you've been carrying around what you thought was supposed to be. But it's really these two that are important. It's kind of like with that Five of Cups, where, they're looking out at what they lost instead of turning around looking at what they had. Maybe he's making room for these two brand new swords. Ooh, I like that one. So it could be just cleaning house. They're just taking out all these belief systems and all these thoughts to make room for what's really important. Or somebody has shown you the lies, and by doing that, they've cleaned house for you by showing you the lies and stuff. Because there's victory, and it has to do with your heart. It has to do with something that you felt. These other ones, those were way too many. Again, that Pentacles, though, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, let's just do that then. So, Four of Wands came out with that. Ten of Pentacles, the Justice, and the Six of Swords. Because the Six of Swords is literally taking your mind to calmer waters. You have gotten all of this, all your thoughts, you got them on somebody's just gonna, you're just going. You're just gonna go sit out in the river, or maybe you're escaping, and then maybe part of this 7 after you've done some of this calming your mind and seeing what's important, getting away from all the clutter, and then you can be like, well, I can clean house now. I can get rid of some of those thoughts. Excuse me. 4 Wands is stability, right? It's like foundation. I always see this as foundation. It is also celebration because it's kind of like there's a wedding going on, or some type of celebration, and there's like a building that I'm assuming is a home, but there's 4 pillars, right? So I always feel like this is like the foundation, right? I love this card. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is financial stability, wealth stability. Maybe you haven't been feeling well, but you figured it out. Maybe it had to do with your thoughts. Maybe it had to do with what you thought about how you felt, and you've seen the truth about it. Maybe you had a diagnosis of something, and that you just never added up for you, and you figured it out. You've gotten out all the clutter. You've been able to like think things through, or somebody helped you think things through. You got a different doctor. I don't know. This is just an example. But there's this there's this security now. There's this ultimate. You understand. Like there's no worries about it anymore. If it's money, I mean it's money with a lot of people right now, honestly, and it's something that I have spent a lot of time trying to process how to balance that, right? Justice. Just that old mindset of like how money is. I feel like we're on this verge. I don't know how long it'll take, but I have a feeling we're on this verge of changing our whole viewpoint about how money is held, this energy of money. Because money is just a physical piece of paper or a digital mark in a computer. It's the value that we set on it, and we're at this peak, like the pinnacle of capitalism, right? I feel like this is just going to stop. It's going to change. But it's like, how do we hold on to that view of money? Ooh, I like that. I know my message is all over the place, but there's all kinds of different situations going on there. So, justice. Justice happens. It doesn't always happen at the speed that we think it should happen in. But I do believe, because it came in right after this, like justice is coming in, and it's going to help calm. It's just going to help calm things. It might not feel like it at first, but eventually, yes. We're going to just kind of take ourselves out on this boat and go on this water and go over there, and we're going to be able to think clear, right? We're going to take all the we're going to get away from the chaoticness of stuff. I want to do an earth magic really quick. I hope that made sense for somebody. I hope that helped somebody. I'm going to do an earth magic or card really quick. Just one. Probably the underneath because I love the underneath. Green magic. Green man. I like that one. Honestly, all of these are amazing cards. All right. All right, let's give the collective a little like this, right? It says blessings. There's been a lot of rainbows. I've seen a lot on social media. I've seen a lot of rainbows. There's been a lot of storms and a lot of situations, but there's been these very brilliant, strong rainbows. Let's read it. A rainbow is created by the collaboration of sunlight and water in the atmosphere. The water droplets become tiny prisms that collectively diffuse and disperse light into a ribbon of color. That is the essence of every hue we're capable of perceiving on this planet. Rainbows symbolize many things, including good luck, a bridge to heaven, and abundance. It's difficult for any of us to ignore the majesty of a rainbow and the gentle power inherent in its display. It's also June, Pride Month, right? It's such a simple blending of the elements coming together in perfect visual harmony to create one of the most beautiful sights in all of creation. Although there are diverse meanings attributed to the sight of a rainbow, a common thread is that it offers blessings. The storm has passed, and it is a time to enjoy the refreshing beauty of the cycle. The ever-evolving process of life itself is a blessing, an opportunity to exist as a human being on Earth. Yeah. Oh yeah, the bottom. Effortless. Waterfall. The water just, it goes. It doesn't need to be told where it's going. It's just effortless. It just goes. It goes with the flow. Sometimes you see rainbows around waterfalls, right? All right, I hope that helped. Y'all have an amazing, beautiful, divine day.